Currently, Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just 38 days away from its official release by Disney and Lucasfilm that is all set and ready to end the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy itself. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Episode 9 that a lot of fans are very curious about is, of course, exactly how JJ is going to utilize Palpatine, and especially Luke Skywalker in this film, and how it's really all going to fit together into the very end of Episode 9, and in order to end the Skywalker saga in a very satisfying way for Star Wars fans around the world. Now, everything related to Episode 9 here, we do know that this movie really is a very important piece by Disney and Lucasfilm because, after all, how it performs at the box office will determine the future of the franchise when it comes to live-action TV series, the new Star Wars trilogy, and other projects currently in the works, such as the Kevin Feige Star Wars film. Now, on top of all of this, we do know that many different changes and adjustments took place a couple of months ago, and with that being said, what's rather unfortunate has all to do with actor Mark Hamill in his portrayal as the character of Luke Skywalker in Episode 9, and in my opinion, I think that this is a terrible decision by Disney and Lucasfilm. So let's get right to this. Now, it's explained that during the reshoots of the film during the months of August, September, and October is when Disney and Lucasfilm made many changes and adjustments to the second and third acts of the movie. It's explained that one of the major changes had to do with many Mark Hamill scenes that were cut and replaced for the film that were directed by George Lucas. It's explained that one of the vital scenes for Luke Skywalker that were cut by Disney involved an important scene for Luke Skywalker in which he would have a reunion scene with Han Solo in the form of a flashback. It's described that Disney and Lucasfilm originally had a plan in place to have a reunion between both Han Solo and Luke Skywalker in the form of a flashback in the original cut of the movie, and that partial segments of the scene were already filmed between both Harrison and Mark Hamill. Now, it's explained, however, that Mark Hamill's performance was said to be his best performance of the film between himself and Harrison Ford, and that the scene was written by both George Lucas and JJ. Additionally, it's explained that one of the other scenes that involved Mark Hamill was a scene that also served as a flashback that would involve Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker constructing Ben Solo's lightsaber design into one piece in front of a younger version of Ben Solo, where de-aging technology was used on Adam Driver to make him appear many years younger during the sequence. It's explained that these two scenes were deleted due to reshoots and not fitting the story in the second act, and for running time conflicts as well, and that they were replaced with other Mark Hamill Luke Skywalker flashback scenes that would tell the past of Luke Skywalker as a Jedi Master. So let's go over a couple of parts about this and as to why I think that this is yet again another failure on Disney and Lucasfilm's part. To me, I think that there is no excuse to delete a scene between both Han Solo and Luke. This kind of reminds me of what they did in The Last Jedi. I'll never forget it when they deleted the scene of when Luke Skywalker was crying over Han Solo's death. There was absolutely no reason to cut that, and even Mark Hamill agreed that he stated that he was so shocked that they deleted that from the final cut of the movie and just didn't understand it himself, and questioned to Rian Johnson as to why he didn't do that, and Rian Johnson simply had to say that it just did not fit the story. And that's the thing that really mind-boggles me. They know the fans want this. They know the fans want something to do with both Han, Luke, Leia, Lando, you name it. Something around those lines. And the fact that a lot of scenes were actually filmed and or attempted to do that in the final cut of the movie, due to reshoots, it was actually not fitting the story according to them. Now, the thing about Episode 9 here is that we do know that Mark Hamill filmed many different flashback scenes for The Rise of Skywalker in Episode 9 that have to do with himself being a Jedi Master and himself training his sister Leia in multiple segments, as well as Ben Solo scenes where he's younger, where de-aging technology was used on Adam Driver, such as the scene that we just went over where Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker was literally constructing Ben Solo's lightsaber into one piece in front of a younger version of Ben. That to me would have been very impressive by Disney and Lucasfilm and would have really kind of given us a little bit more, I guess you could say, a more in-depth look to the relationship between both Ben and Luke as uncle and nephew, and exactly what the training was like between, both Kylo and Luke. Nonetheless, there are training scenes, but this one in particular would have really been the key moment in which we got to see the evolution of Ben Solo before he devolves into Kylo Ren. Now, the last piece I just want to go over here as to why I also think that this is a fail on Lucasfilm and Disney's part is that they also know that a lot of fans wanted to always see this in The Force Awakens by JJ of all things. And even Mark Hamill expressed that, a lot of fans wanted to see the reunion that we never got to see, and at the very least, they could have done this in The Rise of Skywalker. It really seems like that through all the changes and adjustments that have been made, and a lot of people are talking about this, it's a big story right now, is that, essentially a lot of the segments of the second and third acts of Episode 9 had a massive shift. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.